Everybody, today we're going to be exploring something a little bit different. We'll be embarking on a journey to explore the cut questline and character of Asimi. Now, before we start, if you are wary that cut content may resurface later on in the upcoming Shadow of the Erdtree DLC, that I would encourage you to save this video, click off, and come back to it then. That being said, what we do have is very incomplete, but I will do my best to read between the lines and the lines themselves as we explore Asimi. So let's begin by defining what Asimi is. The word Asimi is actually Greek, meaning silver. It originates from ancient Greek, asimos, which means uncoined, pure, and without marks. And this name is attached to an NPC ID tag called Asimi Silvertear. And the Silvertears are an enemy found in Nokron and Nokstella, the formless grey blobs. First of all, I wanted to shout out Nullerin for making a great video recreating the Asimi questline, and they actually used the standard Silvertear model to represent Asimi. But as far as I know, I can't confirm if this is the same model that was going to be used for Asimi to represent her, or maybe it was something slightly different. The reason for this being that Asimi is different to the standard Silvertear because she can talk.
Please wait, proud, tarnished warrior. Before you kill me, let me speak. I can aid you. Please, just hear me out.
Alarmed and fearing for her life, Asimi begs you to spare her. It's important to note that I don't have any confirmed locations for where these dialogues are triggering, but based on her dialogue later, at this point, you don't actually encounter Asimi in Nokron or Nokstella, which are the only two places where you will find naturally occurring Silvertears. So based on this, we can assume that you would be out exploring in the open world and stumble across this strange form, and this would be our very first time seeing a Silvertear. So it's not a far-fetched reaction for Asimi to assume that some players might immediately attack a creature that doesn't appear humanoid. So based on the dialogue, it appears that you will have the option to listen or not listen. If you decline, Asimi will say,
You won't listen to me, will you? It's such a pity. I had a feeling you would become...
Become what exactly? Here she makes it hard to resist probing for more information. If you choose to listen to her, you will receive her official introduction and also an offer.
I am Asimi. My true form is that of a Silvertear. I am a simple being who can assume the shapes of other living things.
Using the words true form alludes that the way she is currently appearing is not that of a Silvertear. Otherwise, why would she need to clarify this? Perhaps upon choosing the option to hear her out, the silver morphs into something that is more human, which is why I've chosen to depict her as such. The fact that she mentions that she can copy anything implies that she may have taken on the guise of someone else she may have encountered.
I've gained knowledge. I speak and ponder and live in fear of death.
Asimi has learned emotion, sentience, consciousness. How she's managed to do this is not clear, but she is much more intelligent than that of the standard Silvertear, allegedly. We only have her word to take as gospel, and now we have to choose whether we can trust her.
Let me keep the life I've been granted. In exchange, I offer you power.
Here is another branching choice, either agree or disagree and end her now. But if you falter, she will insist.
The gifts I can bestow you in life far outstrip those which could be plundered from my corpse. Please, can't you find it in your heart to trust me?
Here she attempts to tug on our heartstrings. Is this a genuine appeal to empathize? Or like we established earlier, is she simply mimicking an emotion she's previously witnessed? If you refuse to trust her at this point, she'll not relent.
So, you won't trust me, but you still haven't killed me. Have you? Do you wish to think it over? Then I will wait, for as long as it takes. for you to trust me.
Here she displays her so-called intelligence, displaying awareness that we are hesitating, and taking a chance, decides to challenge this. We could have killed her easily, but here we are, still beholding the sight of her. An offer of untold power through unknown means. What could go wrong?
Thank you. Now, set your lips upon me and breathe in deep. I will live inside of you and grant you strength untold.
These lines could be interpreted as drinking in the silver liquid, or possibly something more sensual, kissing Asimi and somehow absorbing her being so it dwells within us. Now there is a cut content item which may have been relevant here. It appears like a larval tear, but more developed, almost like a fetus. But now it's just an empty vessel. This is what Asimi left behind as we drank in her juices, leaving nothing but her shriveled shell behind. And the description of the husk reads, shedding of an Asimi that infected a tarnished. This is partly why the tone of my introduction to Asimi has been wary. The word infect is not positively charged. Can we trust something that has infected us with the promise of power? But being infected by Asimi is not the only threat that you need to be aware of. I want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, NordVPN. Even the most innocent looking files can harbour dangerous viruses, trojans, worms and keyloggers. Imagine you're online browsing and you receive a message from your friend telling you to check out a picture, and excitedly you click on the attached file. But little did you know, you've just opened the door and invited malware inside. Once in, it can steal, destroy, or even hold your data hostage. That's where NordVPN's threat protection comes into play. Threat protection is like a digital angel with a shield. It scans files as they're being downloaded, making sure no sneaky malware gets past its watchful eye. And those dangerous websites known for hosting malicious files, well, NordVPN has your back, alerting you before you even step foot on their virtual turf. Get NordVPN today by going to nordvpn.com/misschalice or my link below, and you will get an exclusive deal on every purchase of a 2-year plan. You'll get 4 months absolutely free. Speaking of free, it's also completely risk-free, as NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee. Conquer the digital realm by using my link to get NordVPN today. Make sure to stay safe online. Thank you again to NordVPN. And now let's return back to the lore. So Asimi mentions that she can give us power, but what kind of power, and for what in return? Simply allowing her to live? I know she has a nice voice and you can kiss her, but sometimes we need to question if something is too good to be true first. As for what power she grants you and how it would affect your gameplay, I can't be certain, but it most likely culminates in having the now Mimic tier summon. Perhaps you could summon a mini silver tier to help you in battle, or perhaps utilize lightning, or maybe even temper and harden your skin like that of the shielded tiers. Either way, you would unlock something by agreeing to let Asimi infect you. And when resting at a site of grace, maybe you could have the opportunity to switch to different skills, upgrade them, and also check in with Asimi, similar to how you talk to the miniature Rani and also Melina. Melina actually acknowledges that there is something different about you in a piece of cut content uploaded by Sekiro Doobie.
Is there another person inside of you? Did you want that to happen? I sense no malice. Do as you think best. Hello, other you.
This would make a lot of sense for her to be speaking to Asimi, and she also says she doesn't detect anything malicious about her presence. Not yet, anyway. The time comes when Asimi starts to ask you to do something for her.
My lord host, do you hear that? The sound of water. The river that flows in my home, the eternal city.
This dialogue would presumably trigger when you encroach upon the Nokron entrance in the ground, opened up after defeating Radahn, or perhaps as you descend further and further underground.
Good lord host, I beg you. We must see the eternal city to discover the ancient wonders of the stars. a wellspring of strength.
Here we see the starting point of Asimi's agenda. Reach Nokron, the Eternal City, and find a wellspring in Asimi's home. Now when in Nokron, this is where you can see the plentiful amount of standard silver tears, undulating, morphing, just like Asimi. This is allegedly where she was born, or rather, created. The silver tears were the result of experimentation by the Nox, the citizens of the Eternal Cities. They tried to create life. The silver tear makes mockery of life, reborn again and again into imitation. Perhaps one day it will be reborn a lord. How does one create such a thing in the first place? Well, the Eternal Cities do have mysterious and interesting magic going on in their atmosphere. As this Reddit post points out, the plants hold arcane dew on their leaves, the fireflies glow with alluring magic, and even the mushrooms dripping with viscous oil. With science and magic and time, something was bound to be synthesized. At the center of these silver beings lies their larval tear, core of a creature of mimicry known as a silver tear, as much as a substance as it is a living organism. But by playing God, so to speak, they were punished, buried deep underground where they could no longer interact or interfere with the world. But this didn't stop them from tinkering and continuing to try and make this Lord, the Lord of Night, who would deliver them from eternal damnation and exile. Now, where Asimi fits into this is once again a mystery. How was she able to escape the burying of the Eternal Cities? She may have been above ground before the catastrophe happened, which is why she needs our help finding her way back home. But she doesn't just want to be reunited with her birthplace. She also wants a drink.
A chalice is close by, the cradle of my kind. Would you mind finding it for me? You should find the chalice and drink it dry. My lord host, I am terribly parched.
Asimi doesn't explain what this chalice is or what magical liquid is in it, but it seems to be some kind of sustenance for her. It's just a drink, right? It shouldn't be too much trouble for us to do so.
The chalice will quench my thirst, rejuvenate my flesh, and allow me to grant you further strength. Please, my lord host, it is my only desire.
So somewhere in Nokron, there would have been some sort of symbolic cup for us to bring Asimi to, whereby we would drink from it, presumably in the same way that we absorbed Asimi initially. So by that logic, what we are drinking is more silver tear matter. She called it the cradle of my kind, a protected bed where the young rest, a less developed silver tear. Asimi is absorbing other silver tear liquid so that she can become stronger, reassuring us that yes, we will gain power as well. But doesn't this remind you of what a parasite does? Latching on to another organism so it can benefit from the host's body for protection and sustenance.
Bless this brook of sustenance, my lord host.
This brings me back to our first meeting with Asimi. We find her stranded in the middle of nowhere. Could it be that Asimi had actually infected a previous host and was travelling with them only for their journey to be cut short? It's not in a parasite's best interest to kill off their host. They need them to survive. The parasite will only derive enough nutrients to feed itself and keep the host alive. Some parasites can live in humans for years without even being detected. As Square Table Gaming puts it, this explains why when we summon the Mimic Tear, it costs us HP, which is symbolic of a parasitic, symbiotic relationship. My point here is that Asimi didn't kill her previous host. They likely perished from other means, which left Asimi stranded until we came along. Now, as you explore Nokron and Nokstella, there appear to be multiple dialogue triggers, Asimi prompting you to look for more chalices.
My lord host, great lord host, a tear chalice lies in these lands too.
With each chalice and each drink, Asimi grows in power, and supposedly we do too, unlocking more silver tier skills that I hypothesized earlier. But Asimi's thirst is never fully quenched, and the more she drinks, the greedier she becomes. Her thirst for power is corrupting her. And as I said before, the more tears she absorbs, the bigger she metaphorically becomes. It's reminiscent of Agario, where you start as a small circle that can only eat other circles that are smaller. You are unable to challenge those enormous circles until you grow and eat enough to resemble their stature. Asimi has been drinking all of these chalices so that she may take a drink from the most powerful one, the Mother Chalice.
Our Mother Chalice, please, search out this most sacred chalice. It's suffused with the blessed wonders of the stars.
The Mother Chalice might be the origin of the silver tears, as the other chalices are referred to being cradle chalices, as in the offspring of their mother. So now that Asimi has drunk from all of the smaller chalices, she now wants to consume the most heavenly of drinks, because
it will allow us to become a perfect whole. Please, drink every last drop from the Mother Chalice, so that we may form a perfect whole.
This is what Asimi has been striving towards: unity. She will be us and we will be her. This in part can be viewed as an innuendo. You and Asimi will become one. But the physical manifestation of this is revealed when we fall asleep.
Are you awake? We've become a perfect whole. Oh my, do not fret.
Presumably what we see when we awake is ourselves staring back at us. Asimi has become us, literally. This is what we now know as the mimic tier. She now resembles that of the tarnished, and with that responsibility, promises not to abuse this power.
I will follow in your footsteps, living only as you would have yourself.
And now there is actually another line after this that reads, "And I vow that when I perfect your form," and that's where it ends, it's not a complete phrase. This is the data mine text, but it was neither voiced nor finished. It implies that Asimi's form is actually not yet perfected in her eyes, but she will continue on her own now, following our path but in her own body that resembles us. And as we know about the Mimic tier, in that boss fight, the Mimic will copy all of your learned skills, equipped weapons, armor and consumables. Can we trust such a thing to walk around the world with our face and power? Based on the next dialogue, it appears that you have the option to kill Asimi here. The first opportunity since she was initially absorbed into us. She is corporeal again, so if you choose not to allow her to continue, can stop her permanently here.
How could you? I was you, and only you. We were one. Together, please. I only want to live. I only wanted you to become Lord.
Her words are painful, and I thought for a bit if I had misjudged her character. Did Asimi just want to copy something that she admired? After all, mimicry is all the silver tears know how to do. Was this just her way of showing that she loved and cherished us so much that she wanted to resemble us in every way? But then the last line changed my mind. I only wanted you to become Lord. Why is that? You see, when other NPCs in the game vow to help you become Elden Lord, they all have a reason. They want the world to be a better place, they want to change the way things are, they want revenge, and so on and so forth. But what is Asimi's motive for you to become Elden Lord? It comes back again to the purpose that the Silver Tears have always had, to copy. If you have the potential to become Lord, then so does Asimi. If you don't take the opportunity to kill Asimi here, she will vanish or leave the area. But we do see her again. I am guessing the location, but I either believe this is in Nokron or Noxtella, her home place, the place where the Nox have been trying to make a lord of their own. And this is what Asimi's goal has been the entire time, to fulfill the wish of her creators by gaining power from us. And when we realise this, we approach the familiar form standing in front of those titan-sized thrones. You have the choice to approach her or let her be. Can a parasite really become king?
Oh, you found me. I had hoped you wouldn't. You could have become Elden Lord, and I could have become Sovereign Eternal. Eventually, if you hadn't found me, we both could have been lords.
The Sovereign Eternal is presumably the title she is attributing to the future Lord of the Eternal Cities. She knows that because we are here, we are objecting to that dream, and with reluctance, a boss fight commences here. It would make sense that this may resemble the now Mimictyr fight. However, Asimi is not called Mimictyr, but another name that has been revealed in the data mine text. There are 2 NPC IDs for Asimi. The first is Asimi Silver Tear, and the other, Asimi Eternal King. So maybe she had a completely different boss fight planned than that of the Mimictyr fight. We don't know what was planned, but it sounds like it would have been a legendary battle. As for the name Eternal King, I wouldn't put too much thought into why she is called this despite having a female voice. It's more because Eternal Queen is a title already taken by Marika, Queen Eternal. So to avoid confusion, a different synonym for sovereign was used here. Before the fight, I think you might actually have the option to choose if you want to fight or not. If you decline, she will say,
I was wrong about you.
But if you agree to fight, she will instead say,
My apologies, Lord Horst. I will take the throne.
Here she again demonstrates her reluctance to fight, but also her determination to rise to Lord's stature, just like us. Are these her true feelings? Or has she once again copied our personality, our ambitions, and our demeanour to soften the blow that is to come? The fight ensues, the mirror and the mirror image, but finally, the original prevails. Asimi can copy no longer.
I'm dying. So this is fear. I'm glad, my Lord Host, worthiest of lords.
Another line that made me question Asimi's intentions is her remarking on the feeling of fear. The way she says it is implied that this is her first time feeling such an emotion. However, this contradicts what she said back when we first encountered her.
I speak and ponder and live in fear of death.
Here she's purporting that she already knows what it is like to feel fear. So which is the truth? Back then, was she just saying words in order for us to trust her more? Instead of being sentient and empathetic, is she just simply a songbird, able to emulate what it is like to be human, to have fears, to have flaws, but in reality, she cannot feel, she cannot love, she cannot hate. All she can do is listen and repeat back the songs she has heard, but inside, it's just hollow. Or maybe to take a less cynical position, instead of being hollow, maybe she is rather a blank slate. Asimi, as I said in the beginning, comes from the ancient Greek for pure, without marks, perfectly smooth silver. She learns from watching others, so could it be that we are at fault for making her what she is now? We corrupted her, we showed her violence, taught her greed, and exposed her to the ugly truth of the warring world. This is why when we stand to face her, she knows that the only end to our story is war and death, because that's all she's seen. And when she perishes, the last thing she feels is scared, but also thankful. We are to blame for this. We tarnished her. The way her character explores and questions sentience and manipulation is excellent, but sadly, such is game development where some things, no matter how beautiful, do not make the cut. Perhaps it was because the quest to find the Chalices was too close to the structure of the Chalices in Bloodborne, or maybe having the extra companion would become too complicated. Regardless, I wanted to show some appreciation for this quest and the NPC, as well as the lovely voice of Alexandra Roach, who voiced Asimi. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit different exploring cut content. I really hope, if you haven't already, are supporting the amazing cut content creators below. Thank you so much for watching this video, everybody, and a special thank you to my channel members and patrons. Reese's 5, Jawbite, Carl Caldwell, Hellborn Hero, Retoyo, Exile Turtle, Budfallen223, Jeremy, Kichu, Sheriff Akano, Nubis, Chase, Justnick, Kevin H, Taganon Dowell, Tabris, Jonathan Spheras, Milo Raglan, Frankie Felix, Dark Souls Weeb, Daunted232, Echo Sandvich, Joachim Westman, STK True, Bucky, Lua428Z, Kacharadon Zastra, Delanator90, Risky Meski, Vinicius Arajo Lego, Trip Kennedy, Frozen Over, Matthew, Goth Reaper, Tim, Judson, Lone Wolf, Joey Vision, Omni Rainbow, Motocross Cooper, Foam, Lord Glacier, Garrulus Goldmask, True Fenrir, Crosshagen, Crystal Blue Persuasion, JC, Stephen Spencer, She F, Reign of Pain, Andrew Haynes, Akura, Justice for Radan, J-Dub, SKeith001, Can I Win Please, Chungo Bob, Fallen Mind, Mr. Alex San, Raglan Strom, Vincent Ian Thorne, Cheskimo, Nox Camelius, Julie, David Matheson, Chris Ritson, Mug, Law Lover, Marco Rash, Roxy Zeppeli, Levante Truss, Charlotte96, Mr. H, Shamrock219, Dan Dingley, Jack Tesla, Edaz, Dylan Schnabel, Bugboy001, Yoshida May Shoin, Arlen Leedy, PhD Cola, Hiragi, Joshua Waite, Drew Lighthead, Kevin Falkins, Kalmar, Mark Sharon, Rathsponge, Phyrexian Sleeper Agent, Alex, Raz, Emma, Jack Simpson, Gaping Donut, Jacob Thu, Fancy Pants Pikachu, E.T., Anthony Manzano, Twig, Caleb Salowski, Art888, McPlatypus, Medb J, Mahit Mahanti, Elusive Oni, Psych Seal, Abyss Walker 26, Jordan, Bobley, Nick Nugent, Mark Koswich, Red Martin, Deary Blossy Lexi, S Magus, J. Gabrielle Ronkainen, Tom Hallam, Vern, Ryan Brown, Orlando, Jack Manson, Pepperonioni, Choker, Chef Whiskey, Ruben Espino, Ali Almari, Crosshagen Fitz, Camille Rodon, Jordan N, Fabio Walter, Corwin0125, Crack for Turtles, Blastmeister, Hermes, Lady Kenobia, JC Burdoin, Orlando Villalobos, Ola Angels Mark, Luis Cantado, Robert Bell, August Whitlock, Justin Thompson, and Grant Anderson. Thank you all so much.